All right, so just as introductions, my name is Bethany Brewer. I manage a lot of the I.C.E education, including all of our educational offerings, whether that be our podcasts, our webinars, our workshops. You might have seen me on some of those if you've ever attended a webinar or workshop. So I know I see some familiar names and you might recognize me too. And then I will hand it on over to my colleague Devontae to introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Devontae. I am Membership and Operations Senior Associate here. I'm really the first point of contact. So if you've ever sent an email over to the info box, or if you've ever given us a call, that was probably me that got to you. Yeah, so I handle a lot of membership related things. So, any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to me directly or shoot over to the info box. I'll be responding that way as well. But all things membership related, you can definitely use me as a resource.
Thank you, Devontae. Okay, so up here on the screen, you'll see that we have some of our upcoming events. But basically, this first I.C.E office hour is just a place where you can connect with I.C.E staff in a live environment and ask any questions that you may have. We'll start off with a quick demonstration of some of the options that we have on our website related to the topic of the office hour. This topic is utilizing your I.C.E membership. So as membership, we offer a lot of different things, benefits for our members, and this is just going to go through kind of a brief overview of all of them, and then you can ask any questions about your membership or any other questions that you might have just about I.C.E education or different offerings that we might have. Okay, so I'm going to go on over to our resources page. And then just to note, our next I.C.E office hours is going to be April 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and the topic for that will be out shortly. Okay, so can you see my screen here for the credentialingexcellence.org? All right, so to begin here, you want to log into credentialingexcellence.org. Hopefully some of this looks familiar to you. If not, no problem. Go ahead and log in over on the side here, and Devontae will walk you through that whole process later too. But the first thing you see is a couple of boxes over here on your right, directories, which we'll cover shortly. And then the I.C.E podcast, which is a free offering to members and non-members in the credentialing community. And then if you scroll down here, you'll see events, news, and insights. And this will just have any upcoming events that we have for our community. So something I'd like to highlight is a live webinar we have coming up on March 29th. And this will be diversity, inclusion, and board and volunteer recruitment. We have some really great speakers on that, and it is a free member benefit. We do one free member webinar every single year. So I highly recommend that you register for this. It's kind of going to be set up like a panel, and you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions you might have about setting up a DE&I statement, DE&I webpage, and how to recruit for DE&I. So any other webinars, workshops, we tend to post here. So if you only have a minute or two and you're coming on, you want to check what's upcoming. In addition to our I.C.E weeklies and our weekly emails that we send out, this is a good place to just double check. And now I would like to go on over to our directories. So you can click through right here. This is probably the easiest way to get to it. And then you'll see all of our different directories that we offer. So we have an NCCA accredited certification program one, ACAP, dual accredited programs, and then our consultant industry partner, a member directory. And then down here at the bottom, we have our new I.C.E CCP members. So if you completed that, you'll be listed in this directory, and you can search people as well. And then the credentialing specialist certificate holders. So if you've taken that course, your name will also show up here. Okay. So next, I would like to go to some resources. If you go up here on the top, you'll see a resources tab I'd like to select. And then you'll see we have many different options under the government affairs. I'm going to specifically point out the government affairs toolkit. And if you scroll down here, this is something that our GA committee has helped put together, and different government related things that might apply to your organization. And this is updated on a pretty continual basis, so feel free to check that out. And then over here, we also have our professional certification coalition page. And then one that's pretty popular is our military and veterans toolkit, which our military task force put together this last year. And this has a lot of great resources on why credentialing is important for the military and service members. And if you go down here, you can click through all these infographics, learn more, and some other military 101 and resources available down here. So highly recommend checking that out. And then I'm just going to go back here. So yeah, there's several more. There's also a micro credentialing toolkit down here. If you're interested in having a micro credential, there's an overview. We have a micro credentialing task force made up of different I.C.E members. And then you can see all the work that they've been doing down here and some different resources at the bottom. So there's a checklist if you're interested in doing it, and there's also some additional resources. We also have an international toolkit for international resources, and we do have an international expansion online course as well available. And then the last resource I'd like to point out on this page would be our value of credentialing. So this is a really great resource if you're looking for some statements to release on the value of credentialing and certification, So we have the certification statement, the value of assessment-based certificate program statement, and the value of accreditation statement. So feel free to look at that and check out the language used. And then there's some tips on how you can use these statements on your own organization through your board members and the like. So there's also some webinars down here. And as always, if you need any of the further information on these resources or want to know how it was put together, or if there's a webinar on these topics, feel free to reach out to us and we can help you out with that. So now I would like to hand it over to Devontae. He's going to cover a couple more things on our website. So I'm just going to go stop my share here and hand it over to him.
Hello. Let me go ahead and get my page up here. Awesome. And are you able to see this here? Are you able to see my
yes,
my screen here? Perfect. All right. Hello, everyone. I wanted to go over some additional resources. One that I find very useful and that I am also a part of is our public member committee page. So we have a public member committee here at I.C.E, and public members have done a lot of work and they have done some very valuable work that I think that you and your organization and people throughout your organization might find very useful. We've built out an actual public member page. So to actually get to this public member page, just from the home page, what you want to do is you want to go into our community tab. And then from the community tab, you will see a tab that says public members. So here's our public member page. Our public member page has a lot of information and a lot of resources. This page was built together with the help of the public member committee and myself. And like I said, there's a lot of resources here. We have actual I.C.E resources that come from ourselves. And we've also had resources submitted from other organizations. We're starting to keep a running track list of different definitions of the public member role. And we find this very useful for people who are interested in possibly becoming a member, or also organizations who are seeking out to find a public member. So here you can click on these resources and these will pop up right for you. Most of these are free resources as well. Some of them might be member only resources, but I do believe a lot of us here are members currently. Here under the announcement section, you will see an announcement for a quarterly meeting that the public member holds. We call this the public member network networking call. And what this is the public member committee invites all interested parties interested in public member space to come and sit down for a meeting as the public member committee goes through various different topics. So the next one is actually going to be next week. Next week. Yes, that is next week. Next week, March 11th, from 3 to 4. If you are interested in attending this public member networking call, or if you know someone who is interested in attending this call, just navigate to this page and go ahead and shoot me an email. My email is listed here. You can also email the info box. Another valuable resource to our public member network is we actually have a LinkedIn page. So from this public member page, you'd be able to click this button here, and this would take you to our LinkedIn page, where this is kind of a community forum, as the public members are going to be working to connect with other public members here or connect with other interested parties. That is our public member resource. So again, very important, very useful. If you know anyone interested, definitely guide them to this page. Definitely have them reach out to me as well. That's awesome. So the next big resource that I want to go over is our accreditation resources. So from this top menu here, you see a tab that says accreditation. Here is where all of our resource in regards to accreditation you're going to find. So for certificate programs, you would find resources under the ACAP. For certification programs, you find them under the I.C.E. From this page as well, you also find a direct link to the online portal and various other resources. But if I click into one of these, you'll see that there's a left side sub menu in which you would be able to click different links throughout this accreditation tab. And if you see at the top for both ACAP, which is our certificate programs, and the NCCA, which is our certification programs, there is a processes and resources button. This processes and resources button is where people who are interested in accreditation are going to want to live right from the start. This processes and resources button gives you so much information as far as planning for the accreditation, resources that you might need, that you might utilize in your pathway to getting accredited. It also explains some of the process here and then how to maintain your accreditation. And this is the same for the certificate programs as well. Obviously, the information is a little bit different, but the layout is very similar. And from this side menu, you can see various questions, frequently asked questions. There's a fees page, and then also access to the online portal in which you would go to submit your application or start an application. Anything accreditation related would definitely live in your accreditation portal. So for any questions accreditation related, please feel free to go to this tab, go to this accreditation tab. Please check out all these various resources. And any questions you have, please just email the info box, info@credentialingexcellence.org. Myself or another member of the accreditation staff services team will get back to you as soon as we definitely can. So I'm going to go back to our homepage here. One of the things that we find very valuable here at I.C.E. is a space for our members to connect. As you know, we have switched our website management system last year, and it does look a little bit different. It actually looks a lot different. One of the features that we had last year was an open forum for our members to connect. This year, we are currently working on reinstalling a new platform for our members to connect. And as of right now, we are currently using LinkedIn. So for any members or non-members who have questions that they would like to pose to to the I.C.E. community, just in general, we do have a LinkedIn page for that. And so what I'll go ahead and do is I will go ahead and drop in this link for the chat, for the LinkedIn page into the chat. So feel free to join this LinkedIn group. Feel free to post questions here. We would have staff members and other I.C.E. community members respond and provide their feedback. But definitely join this page. And what I can say is that we do have something in the works coming very shortly. I'm not going to put a timeline on anything, but we do have a member connect feature that's going to be coming soon. Awesome. So let me go ahead and close that. So aside from our resources, I also wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of show you how to navigate your I.C.E. profile. And one of the first things that we're going to do just right off the bat is we're going to go ahead and log in. I'm sure everyone knows how to log in here, but the button is at the top right, very straightforward. If you don't already have an I.C.E account, please reach out to us and we can either get you connected, or if you have an I.C.E account that's not connected to your organization, please reach out to us and we will get that connected to your organization. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click on my profile to get to my profile page. So from here, there's going to be various different things that you can do. What I wanted to show you how to do is how to edit your online information. So what you would do is from your profile page, you would go to the individual account. Under personal info, you'd see all this information here that you would be able to adjust and change yourself, as well as contact info. Now, if you have like I said, if you have an I.C.E profile that is not already connected to your organization, like if you see your I.C.E profile says no active membership, you know that you have an organization that has an organization membership, please reach out to us so that we can connect you to your organization. As of right now, we do not have, you yourself does not have the ability to connect yourself to an organization account. So that's something that we have to do on the staff end. So please just reach back out to us. What I also want to show you how to do is I would like to show you how to reset your profile. One of the questions that I get a lot is people can't access their profile. Either they have an old account with an old organization, they can no longer access it, and they need they need access to it, or they just simply forgot their password. So if you cannot access your profile, what you need to do first is you need to reach out to us. But if you can access your profile and you are looking to change, or if you're looking to change your password, what you're going to want to do is, I believe this view might be a little bit different. So give me one moment. To change your profile, you're going to go to individual account again. And under this section where you were able to change your personal info and your contact info, you'll see a button that says change password. So now you would be able to utilize this button or this tool if you currently already have your old password. Again, if you don't have your old password and you can't get into your account, please reach out to us and we can get that reset for you. And then once we reset that password, you can go in here and change the password to whatever you would like to. Now, if you are a part of a committee and your committee has been producing documents or has been sharing documents with one another, what you would want to do is you would want to, there's a committees tab on the left-hand side, and sorry, the reason why it's not showing here is because this test member account is not currently connected to a committee. But if you are part of a committee, what you would see on this left-hand side is you would see a committees tab. And when you click on this, it'll drop down to say a committee directory. And when you click on that, you will see any committee that you are currently a part of. And if you're not a part of any committee, you won't see this tab at all. If you're only a part of one committee, you would only see the one committee that you are a part of. And when you go into this details button, you would see any documents that are uploaded to this committee. And when you click on the members button, you would see any members a part of that committee so that you could reach back out to them if needed. Now, also, I wanted to show you where you'd be able to access your digital purchases. So here at I.C.E, we offer a lot of online coursework. And if you have purchased any online coursework, what you would do from your profile is you would go from this left-hand menu here, you would see a My Purchased e-learning. When you click on this, it's going to take you to our learning platform. It's going to look a little bit different from your regular profile, but this is where all of any online coursework that you have purchased, this is where you would be able to access those courses and begin your courses. If you have any questions related to any of your online coursework, then please feel free to reach out to the regular info box or reach out to Bethany directly. Bethany would definitely be able to help you with anything education related. Awesome. And as of right now, that covers everything that I wanted to go over. Here we go. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if can you see this, Bethany? Having some technical difficulties here.
It's not in presentation mode, but I can see it.
Okay, awesome. Bethany, you think there's anything else that we should cover with our members while we're here before we open it up for questions?
Just a quick note, I didn't share this, but if you are curious in looking at any of our online courses option or upcoming webinars or a past on-demand webinars, they're all in the education tab of the main website there. So right under next to about, there's education. And then one other thing I wanted to mention is we did recently release a DE&I statement. I.C.E. did. So if you go to about and then down, you will see the DE&I statement. So diversity, equity, inclusion tab. Just if you wanted to check that out, that's one of the new things that the DE&I task force is working on. A lot of other agenda items they have coming out this year. And this DE&I webinar will be our first DE&I kind of offering this year. So any other questions on that or any other education questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat just in case you have a question about a course or anything. I would be the person to ask. But at this time, we're welcome to receive any questions. So if you want to turn your camera on or unmute or send something in the chat, feel free to. It doesn't have to be about something we talked about today. Maybe it's just a general I.C.E. question or a question about a webinar or resource. But this is your time now to ask us anything you might have.
Awesome. Yep, I'm open for questions.
And Ruth, I appreciate you sharing that you use the I.C.E. certification value statement in your work. That's amazing. That's why we have it. So I was excited to see that. Thanks for sharing.
Again, any interested parties interested in public member work, in becoming a public member, if your organization is looking for a public member, please refer back to that public member page. I am the I.C.E. staff liaison on that. I could definitely get you connected to myself, the chair and the co-chair. We're doing a lot of work there, and we're trying to add a lot to our I.C.E. community here and a lot to public members in the public member space. So if you are interested, please reach out to us. We would love to have more participation on our quarterly calls. Even if you're not a public member yourself, but you're just interested in the work, please feel free to join our call that's coming up next week.
And then our next I.C.E. office hours I mentioned at the beginning will be April 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. But just we're trying to plan on doing these quarterly and then every time have a topic. So some topics we're thinking about are accreditation. And then just a plug for right now, we do have our I.C.E. exchange proposal period open right now. So that's open to April 1st, I believe. So if you go to the I.C.E. exchange tab right here and click on that, that has the proposals and how you can submit one if you're interested in submitting a session for our annual event in October. It's going to be located in Savannah, Georgia on October 17th through 20th. So feel free to check that out if you're interested. Thank you, Ruth. If you want, I can follow up with her and provide her the link as well if you don't have access to it. But I am getting excited for our D&I webinar as well. So the 3 panelists, I think, are going to do a great job. Thank you. I'll follow up with her.
So I know we don't have a ton of questions as of right now, but again, we are hosting these calls quarterly. please feel free to, whenever, if you're going to join the next call, we really do encourage you to join the next call. Please feel free to come with any questions that you have. Again, this is time for us to connect face to face. I don't think we get to do that a whole lot, even via phone. So feel free to come here with as much questions as you guys have. And, I will definitely sit here. We give ourselves a whole hour. So, I will sit here and try to go through as much as I can with you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Teresa. And thank you to everyone who else has joined us today. Proctoring company question. All right. So what I will say, Jen, is if you want to go ahead and send me an email, I might not be the best person for this, but Tara Mohammed, who's on a manager for our accreditation staff services, would probably be best equipped to answer this for you. So if you go ahead and send me an email, I'll make sure I get it into her hands and we can get that.
Yeah, and you can feel free to just ask it either in the chat or out loud if you'd like, and we can see if we can help you and loop in Tara otherwise.
Great, thank you. Can you guys hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. This was also very helpful, the first half of the office hours. Our proctoring company, we use Prometric, and they have recently partnered with a third-party proctoring company that is going to help manage their live remote proctoring processes, and making sure that the candidate has the right technology in place and doing the actual proctoring. So my assumption is that I need to complete the same paperwork and due diligence that we did for Prometric for this new company that they're outsourcing, but I just wanted to confirm that I actually needed to do that before I asked Prometric to provide all that documentation.
Yes, did your organization already fill out the I.C.E. live remote proctoring application that was in Learning Builder, that was in the online portal?
Yeah.
Okay, so as of right now, that is the only one that we need currently. If there are any updates, we would be sharing that to all accredited programs. But if you've already done one, currently there is not a second one that is needed.
Okay. Yeah, I think their partnership is going live in April of this year, so they're not quite using them yet, but it will be on the horizon. So
Definitely. And I will make sure I keep your contact, because I'm going to go ahead and check in. That just prompts me to go ahead and check in with my accreditation staff, but to see if we do currently have any updates around live remote proctoring. But that was the last one, was doing the last live remote proctoring application, and there was not any second one needed unless you were going to go ahead and phase off the use of live remote proctoring.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, that's super helpful. I appreciate that follow-up too. Thank you.
Cool. Let's see. So with that, I'm here for more questions if there are any, but if not, we do appreciate everyone who has joined. Again, please participate in the next one, and please just have as many questions as you want. I'm here for it.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. And if ever you're on office hours, you have a kind of private question, feel free to send in the chat just directly to Devontae or I, and we can follow up with you later too.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jan. Enjoy your week.
Perfect. Well, with that, I think we can go ahead and close it up. All right. Well, thanks for joining, everyone.